Most people who visit the Maldives never leave their resort. Everything they need is there: private beaches, restaurants, and perfect ocean views. But just beyond our hotel is a completely different world. A world shaped by tradition, religion, and everyday life. Today, we explore the local island of Huraa. We were staying at Pearl Sands on one end of Huraa Island. It almost felt like its own private island, separated from the rest of the village by mangroves and newly reclaimed land. The beach here was quiet and only accessible to hotel guests. But we were curious to see what life was like beyond the resort. So, we opened Google Maps and started walking. To reach the village, we had to cross a mangrove area. Mangroves play a very important role here. Their roots protect the islands from erosion and provide shelter for wildlife. When I moved closer to film, small crabs quickly disappeared inside, hiding from view. Nature here is quiet, but always present. As we continued, we crossed a small wooden bridge. Some parts were worn and weak, so Dawn walked ahead first, making sure each step was safe. Before visiting a local island in the Maldives, it's important to understand the culture. The Maldives has been a Muslim country for more than 800 years, since the year 1153. Islam is not just a religion here, it's part of daily life. Visitors are welcome, but modest clothing is expected. Women are advised to cover their shoulders and knees, and many local women wear the hijab. For men, shorts and sleeveless shirts are generally acceptable, but walking shirtless in the village would be considered disrespectful. Alcohol is also not allowed on local islands. It is only available on private resort islands. Tourism is the country's main source of income, and many people working in resorts, restaurants, and shops come from neighboring countries like Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, and Nepal. English is widely spoken, making it easy for visitors to communicate. We reached the residential area. The houses were built very close to the street, often with no front yard or sidewalk. Motorcycles seemed to be the main form of transportation. Many homes were painted in bright, colorful tones, adding personality to the quiet streets. Despite being in a different country, everything felt calm and safe. The Maldives is known to be one of the safest destinations in the world, especially on small islands like this. I didn't see any police. No noise, no chaos, just life moving slowly. Eventually, we reached the jetty. Visitors are welcomed by the large Huraa sign, with a giant crab climbing across the ladders, a symbol of the island's coastal wildlife. Above it stands a heron, a bird commonly seen along Maldivian shores and wetlands. Nearby, speedboats rested quietly in the water, connecting this small island to the rest of the country. As we walked further, we noticed a large gathering of people. It suddenly made sense why the residential streets had been so quiet. Everyone was here. It was just before Ramadan, the holy month of fasting in Islam. Communities often prepare meals together to share with neighbors and visitors. People were smiling, talking, and enjoying the moment. It was warm, welcoming, and it reminded me how easy it is to have assumptions about places and people until you experience them yourself. We noticed something else. Land reclamation was underway. The island was slowly expanding. In a place like the Maldives, this is important. The islands here are extremely flat with an average elevation of only about 1.5 meters above sea level, the lowest country in the world. There are no mountains, no hills, just small islands surrounded by the ocean. Projects like this help protect the land from erosion and create space for future homes, businesses, and tourism. The Maldives is constantly changing, adapting. Standing here, I couldn't help but wonder what Huraa will look like 10 years from now. And I knew this is a place I would want to return to someday. We continued walking toward the other side of the island, near the Four Seasons Resort across the water. We stopped at a small local restaurant and ordered fresh pineapple juice. Cost 55 rupiah or about $4 US dollars. It's fresh. This is filtered water. It's not really Voss. Everybody's very nice and friendly. How's the pizza?
Very nice. Amazing.
Then we decided to try something new. Tuna pizza. Tuna is the most important fish in the Maldives, and surprisingly, it was delicious. The pizza cost 135 rupiah, or about $8.74 US dollars. We're not really hungry, but we just wanted to try something new. So we got carried away and ordered butter prawns, which turned out to be just as good. It felt good to support a local business, even in a small way. It's nice. Very nice. What's the name of your store? Skylark Shop. This is a very nice souvenir shop in Maldives. If you buy from the hotel, it's more expensive and very authentic. And they're very nice people here. Very good. You get good discount. So this is the best place to buy a souvenir. Not made in China. It's some clothes, t-shirt, and we did some shopping. But of course, they can take card, but you have to pay extra. The price here, all the tags in dollars, and you get good discount. They're very, very nice. You don't waste your holiday by not bringing any souvenir at all. And this is free. Even coconut, he already cut it. It's very nice. Very nice service and well packed. So this is what I got. What's your name?
My name is Hussein.
Hussein, and he is
Manik.
Manik.
Are you brothers?
My friends.
You're from Bangladesh?
Yeah.
Originally. And look how they're packing it. It's very safe, not gonna break. So when we go back home.
High standards.
Skylark.
This one, I mean, go down. Pigeon. Yon chick, catching green.
Gift keychain. Thank you. When it got dark, one of them walked with us, helping light the path and shared stories about their lives, work, struggles, and hopes. That night, walking back to the hotel, I realized something. That Maldives is not just luxury resorts and beautiful beaches. It's people, culture, community. Stories that exist beyond the postcards and travel brochures. And sometimes, the most meaningful part of travel is simply walking outside the resort. In the next episode, we try snorkeling in the Maldives for the very first time. and it turned out to be an unforgettable experience.